Okay, time to get a little pulpy again. Stick around. Hey folks, Old Man Grognard back. Got another game for you. This is by Night Owl Workshop again. It's Workshop, not games. Last episode I said games. It's Night Owl Workshop. And this one is called Raiders of the Lost Artifacts. Now, this is their pulp version of using, basic D&D, old school three book D&D for pulp. And it's a complete game. The subtitle is Original Edition Rules for Fantastic Archaeological Adventures. And there it is. It's about 124 pages. It was published in 2017. The authors are Darren Watts, Thomas Denmark, and David Pulver. And they do a great job with a few differences. I went over, when I did the last episode on Buccaneers, I told you about a few of the differences from OD&D, and I'll reiterate these in a bit, but I just wanted to show you this book. Like all their books, it's based, the style is based on old D&D, so it's very clear, very precise, clear type, easy to read type font, and very well organized. Here's what the character sheet looks like, similar to a lot of their other ones. Like I said, it's basic, gets to the point. It's a very, very nice book. There are classes. It's a class and level system, of course. It has, well, I'll get to that near the end. It has 3 classes: Mercenary, Scientist, and Treasure Hunter, which follows along the line of OD&D's 3 classes, plus an optional class. Mercenary, of course, is akin to Fighter. Scientist is akin to Wizard. Treasure Hunter is more of a thiefy type character. Here's some of the weapons. It's got a very good weapons section. It's got a very good vehicle section. There's a 10 level cap on all of the characters. No alignments. And it has a luck stat, which equals saving throw. And in this case, there is 1 saving throw in this game, a la Swords and Wizardry. All their games, I believe, they have 1 saving throw for everything. So you either have a stat roll or a saving throw or luck roll, as it says here. It's ascending AC, once again, but they give you the option for descending AC and something of a Thaco system. So you have those options. It's even got an option to multi-class, which I believe you can do in other games too. The very simple multi-class rules. It's the old, play this for a while. In the next level, if you want to try another one, go ahead. You're going to be starting at 1, so you're basically building them up, like that. Oh, I want to go back to being a mercenary. Okay, fine. We're going to be a mercenary for a couple of... That doesn't mean you can't use your other stuff. You're just going to not use it as effectively as somebody of that level. Say you're a 5th level mercenary and a 3rd level scientist. You're not going to be as good a scientist as if you were just a 5th level scientist. But, it's a trade-off. Something that the game master has to watch. It also gives you a 4-page sample adventure, which I really like, about getting the actual ring of the Nibelungen of Wagner's ring cycle and finding the ring, the Rhine maidens and things like that. It's got a great section on adventure design. It's got monsters and NPCs in a generic sense of, like, says soldier, elite soldier. You can make those whatever you want. Marines, Nazis, you name it. It mentions Nazis a lot in the book. And also, which I didn't see in the other books, they do stat out AC in ascending and descending and ascending stats, which is nice. So I don't have to, to figure it out in my head while I go or write it down or whatever, which is really nice. Now, what I wanted to say about the focus is this book here, Play and Go. It's really nice. It's got a beautiful character sheet. Here's the section on part of the section on designing your own adventures. It is, And oh, it's also got like the other books, it's got tables for like coming up with adventures and things like that, and other emephra, as I would say. Here's some part of the monster section. You see the monsters, nice clean stats there, ascending and descending armor class. Here's some of the more monsters, the more unusual ones. They have unusual ones, and they restrict their oh, this is the optional. This is the optional class, the occultist class, which falls in line with. So you have a scientist, you have an occultist, which makes real interesting dynamic. The monsters kind of fall into line of, these are the kind of fantastical creatures you will find in tombs and things like that, like mummies and giant scorpions and things like this. So you don't get the full fantasy, the whole fantasy thing of here's the orcs, here's the goblins, here's the this, here's the that, here's the dragons, which doesn't mean you can't import them. But they restrict it to what you would find in a pulpy adventure. And they also give you mundane creatures like bears, wolves, giant cats, things you find in the wild, that kind of thing in this world. Now, what I meant about focus is, first of all, if I hadn't found another game, I'd probably be running this. In fact, I'll probably put this in my bag, my game bag, just to have it there if anybody wants to play it. It's great for like one-off or conventions. It's great for a campaign. I mean, but unfortunately, for pulp, I'm already running these Savage Worlds with Thrilling Tales. And it's funny because this is a great source book for this. And if I had not seen this before, this would be a fantastic source book for this. Because, as I said, it's a narrower focus. It focuses more on the Indiana Jones type exploration, establishing, finding artifacts and old ruins and temples, and it even goes into, you can go into like Lost World stuff and things like that. This book, on the other hand, takes a wider course. This is more of the, like, say, Indiana Jones or Tales of the Gold Monkey or something like that. It's that category of pulp. This one covers the entire pulp spectrum. If you didn't use this, if you didn't use Savage Worlds, I would recommend you getting this anyway, because it's got like chapters on, historical things. And not that this doesn't, but this one just casts a wider net. And if you want more information about, say, Nazis or Tuggies or, things like the Mysterious Orient, things like that, I go with this. This, for what it does, is great. Because it does go into, it does have chapters on things like, let's look in the index here real quick. Tombs and traps, how to design them, what to do with them, real world heroes and villains, places and things, and a really good chapter on artifacts of the world, of legend, of, for real, and mostly in the real section, but in the artifact section, you're going to get stuff like Loch Ness and the Holy Grail, and there's a Norse necklace in here. It even has the Necronomicon in here. Baba Yaga's hut, the Book of Shadows, the Book of Thoth, and Cronus' sickle, etc., etc., etc. The golden apples of Greece, believe it or not. This is just, and it tells you what their powers are or could be. Like in the section of the golden apples, so one of the powers is if you eat one, you're cured of all diseases and you gain immortality. But then it turned around and said, if you want to add a little stinger to it, you could also put a curse in there of something else. It's a trade-off type of thing. So it gives you a lot of leeway with this stuff. Right here, you can run this as is. No problem. And it also combines with other games of this and of the the regular D&D, basic D&D, first edition, second edition, etc., etc., etc. So this is eminently. I love this. Whatever they're coming out with, I've got a couple more. I've got on PDF, and I've got to get them in books. I'm going to be getting them in book form. Probably not real soon, but probably after North Texas RPG Con, because I've seen copies there of stuff. Because they do a superhero one, they do a Starship Troopers one, they do Warriors of the Red Planet, which is John Carter, Warriors of Mars, things like that. So, in fact, I've used that PDF for a while in my fantasy game. But anyway, Raiders of the Lost Artifacts is a really good starter pulp thing. And if you want to stick with it, that's great. If you want to use it as a source book or for this, no problem. Or each other. Or any other game. I mean, these things are so you base something on something this basic. It is so flexible. It's unbelievable. Okay, print Lulu, $15. If you want the PDF Drive Through RPG or RPG Now, $9.99. So I think it's worth the money, and I think everybody should have this book. If just the artifacts itself could probably help in most any genre with a little tweaking and other things like this. This is a great resource right here. These guys do really good books, and they're like pocket RPGs, and they're all digest size. To me, they seem like pocket RPGs. Like, you want a big old thing like play D&D, you got the books and stuff like that. You want to toss this in a bag? Boom. Okay, go. I'm going to the convention. You want to do a pickup game? Hey, I got this. I got freebooters. I got Warriors of the Red Planet. What do you want to play? Toss out character sheets or pre-gens and go. That's what I like about it. And it's all familiar. It's class and level. So I would highly, highly recommend these. That's the Raiders of the Lost Artifacts by Night Owl Workshop. And if you want to tell me about it, how you use it, if you like it, if you don't like it, or you want to talk anything else role-playing, I'm at oldmangrognard@gmail.com. So until next time, as usual, bye-bye.